while Baker Mayfield strutted around the Cotton Bowl, posing for selfies and doffing the Golden Hat trophy but stopping short of planting any flags at midfield. Sam Ehlinger shook the cobwebs of a brutal fourth-quarter tackle and tried to gather himself for post-game media interviews. "Incredible," Ehlinger said. "The atmosphere was incredible," he clarified. "The atmosphere was incredible. Losing the game is not incredible. I'm looking forward to the next 3 years." More highlights from Red River Thriller. Saturday's Red River rivalry at the Cotton Bowl belonged to Mayfield and number 12 Oklahoma, a riveting 2,924 Sooners triumph that will go down as one of the classics in a series already full of them. "That's why they call it the Red River rivalry," Oklahoma coach Lincoln Riley said. "What a great game. The atmosphere was electric." But as the sun set on a rare afternoon of the Oklahoma-Texas game, with 93,552 revelers dressed in crimson or burnt orange celebrating our morning as they strolled the State Fair of Texas, the realization dawned that Mayfield, a senior, and Ehlinger, a freshman, both from Austin, Texas, will not do this again. "That's too bad." Mayfield completed 17 of 27 passes for 302 yards and 2 touchdowns. He threw his first interception of the year against the ball-hawking Texas defense. He had just broken Jason White's school record with his 200th consecutive throw without a pick, but came back with a game-winning touchdown bomb, a 59-yard strike to Mark Andrews that put the Sooners ahead for good with 6:53 to play. "He's an animal," Andrews said of Mayfield. "He goes out there and he's a completely different person. He leads the team. He brings energy. I've never seen anything like it. The energy that he brings and the type of leader he is, it's incredible." Ehlinger, meanwhile, was 19 of 39 for 278 yards with 1 touchdown and no picks. He also rushed 22 times for 106 yards and a score, scrambling and escaping and avoiding danger, and emerging as the Longhorns' best offensive option. No other Texas player had more than 7 rushing yards. Rallying his team from a 200 deficit, Ehlinger scored on a touchdown dive with 801 to play that gave Texas its only lead of the game. He nearly rallied Texas twice more in the final minutes, but couldn't get away from Oklahoma's suddenly resurgent defense. "That's just how them Austin boys do it, I guess," Mayfield said with a smile. "He's gonna have a heck of a career." The victory allowed Oklahoma 51 overall, 21 Big 12 Conference to bounce back from a disastrous home loss to Iowa State last week and resume its chase for a third consecutive Big 12 title, and maybe more. OU still must address the issue of blowing early leads: 140 against Baylor, 140 against Iowa State and 200 against Texas, but at least this teaching moment came in a win heading into Kansas State next week. "There's going to be a lot of things we can do better to continue to push those leads," Riley said. "We've been in that situation here for a few games in a row. But I loved our guys' fight. I think we really took some steps forward as a team." Hoover, Oklahoma's loss to Iowa State is nightmare for Big 12 Texas. 33-21 had won 3 of its last 4, but after coming up short against a heated rival, the Longhorns now must find a way to regroup with number 14 Oklahoma State coming to Austin next week. "Extremely proud of the effort, the enthusiasm, the belief, and the fortitude of our guys," said Texas coach Tom Herman. "I told our guys that it definitely hurts a little bit more because of who this loss is to. We're not gonna deny that. But we can't let Oklahoma beat us twice." Riley said this game didn't feel much different than when he was Bob Stoops' offensive coordinator the last 2 years. Herman, who once was a GA under Mac Brown, said it was exciting, but I don't know that you have time to soak it all in or reminisce or anything like that. But it is a really unique college football experience and one that I'm looking forward to each and every year. This game was about much more than dynamic coaches and first-year quarterbacks. Sooner freshman Trey Sermon had 20 hard carries for 96 yards, 2 catches for 11 yards, and threw a 42-yard halfback pass to Marquise Brown to set up a field goal. Oklahoma kicker Austin Seibert kicked 3 field goals, averaged 47 yards per punt including one downed at the Texas 1-yard line, and negated the Longhorns' dangerous return game with 6 touchbacks on 7 kickoffs. And OU linebacker Ogbonnia Okoronkwo, the Big 12 sacks leader, had 5 tackles, a sack, batted a pass, forced a fumble, and collected 5 quarterback hurries. After nearly 4 hours of relentlessly chasing Ehlinger, Obo could barely stand. Actually, after planting that OU flag on the Cotton Bowl logo, which everyone assumed would be on Mayfield's toto list, Okoronkwo said his prolonged kneel was more than just fatigue. "I was thanking God that we won," Okoronkwo said. "That was a hard-fought game.